computer. Okay.
But
All right.
as you learn something new.
Now I have to give you back hosting so that you can screen share.
Oh, actually, I can screen share already.
Can you? Okay, perfect.
All right.
Yay.
So tell me, what is your blog about?
Well, it's cycling skills, cycling tips. Because on my podcast, I have one episode that's for me, and I download the whole script. So when I was on holidays, I'm like, okay, so I literally have almost 50 scripts of like cycling tips, cycling related information. So I have all this information, and I can just go to my blog, go to my podcast and take the notes there and then write a small blurb about it and then link it to my podcast. So yeah, so it's just cycling.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to try and work on one of those scripts, but honestly, Taylor, it comes in one big notepad, right? So it's like this long, and you have to write it down to here, and then I have to go through all of it. I'm like, you know what? I think I should just write it free, like not even use this. Just go back to my podcast notes and start from scratch, because I'm like, this is too time consuming.
Yes, it is a lot, especially when
I
you
got
have
lots of information I can use.
Okay, cool. That's good. You have lots of content, and you're right. Like maybe some of them you might just like start writing, and it'll probably end up being the same stuff, and just now organize in a new way.
Yeah.
But here's what you can do. So the first thing, so one of the really big benefits of blogs is just getting search on Google.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So like, and I mean, there's a lot of other things you can do with it. Like Pinterest is a really wonderful place to get traffic for your blog.
I know. I had somebody reach out to me who was on Pinterest, and they had like 40,000 followers or something. And it was a cycling page, and they're like, can we collaborate with you? I'm like, sure. And then I never heard from them again. So anyways, but yeah, I know Pinterest is huge for stuff like this.
So let's see here. So I have not touched my Pinterest in years.
Mm-hmm.
I still get 1,000 monthly views. And when I started working on it, I was getting like 3,000 monthly views. And then after 2 weeks, it increased to 100,000 monthly views.
Wow.
Crazy. And it's kind of actually similar premises about with the blogging, but like just to actually show you what is like. So this shows like every 30 days, like what things that you pinned. And like this pin, I haven't done, it's been there forever. And it had 400 views, but it used to get,
4,000
10 clicks, saves, outbound clicks. But you know, with you can have it used to do like 10,000 every single month, but I haven't touched this forever because I don't do photography anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of the same stuff. So same thing. So if we look up cycling. Oh no, my pins. Cycling. All pins. There we go. Okay. So it looks like first thing, pictures of cycling are the best by far. So that's something super valuable to know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But let's see here. So very stand out from the pack. That's cycling jerseys. Okay. Here we go. Right up at the top. Every woman's guide to cycling.
Yeah.
Okay. Cycling alone. Essential tips. How to bike uphill without getting tired. 10 tips. So what's cool is here's some stuff already.
So yeah, I
Like,
can
come
do a
on.
lot of these types. So hit that one right there.
Which one?
The
This
10
one?
tips. What does it look like? So if you go under more, like in their description at the top there,
Oh, here.
right? Yeah. Oh, that's it. So where's it
Yeah.
head?
So
Oh, it sends them
goes
to a
to the
website.
website. So you do your blog, then you create a graphic, and then you pin that to boards that you optimize to get a lot of traffic. And then you put your stuff at the top. So like,
Or can I send it to my podcast?
so you could send it to your podcast also. Like for every podcast, you could have a blog that is also.
Right. Like I know I could probably turn all of my personal coaching tips into blogs.
Yeah.
Um
And you can use Otter.ia. Wait, what is it?
yeah, what oh, I've heard of this one. Like what's it how do you set up a blog? Like so that it looks nice. Like I don't get that part. Like um
So do you see how this is like taking everything we're talking about and already perfectly transcribing it?
yeah.
This is free. You can just play your podcast and then have it transcribed and then take that and put it into a tip. So every time you do a podcast with tips, you can run it through this and then turn it straight into a blog so that at the top you can have your podcast and then you can also have the tips. And then that is the thing that you can send over. Or you can say, or you can have it where it's always the first 3 tips. And if they want the rest of them, listen to the podcast.
Right.
Okay. And then the look of it, here we go. Stops. Now I'm going to have that note forever. Okay. So here's a look. This has a lot of extra stuff. They're optimizing all this, but that's how they're making money, is having these ads. But anyways, has a little tiny bit, it has some contents. It has, again, before it's even getting into the tips. So now it has the tips as a picture. So then someone can pin this picture to Pinterest, put it into a board, right? Create a board, cycling tips, best
So
cycling
okay,
tips.
so that's already, how do you put that little, is that part of the blog? That little icon?
Picture? Yes.
Okay.
It's yeah, you have to like a Pinterest add-on. Every image on your website becomes pinnable.
Okay.
Cycling tips. Okay. So now that's there. But so what you can do is actually make your own boards. So you do cycling tips for beginners. Look at even right there, for beginners, for women, cycling tips, women. Like these become your boards. So you make a ton of different boards, just like how I have.
Okay, can you look at my Pinterest
Yes.
page?
Yeah, let me show you this really quickly.
Okay.
Saved. I want to go to save. Okay, so here's all the boards. So there's that board now.
Okay, I can't see it. I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh, you can't?
I'm still looking at the Fit Active Life page.
Oh, what the heck? Let me change my screen share to just what I see.
Like maybe you move to another screen.
I did.
Okay.
Okay, so these are all the boards, right?
Right.
So when I was doing photography, I would look up a bunch of inspiration for board names. Fun wedding photos, church wedding, rustic wedding, engagement, destination, venue inspiration, bridal party, bride getting ready, wedding bride and groom details, wedding flowers, wedding cake photos, emotional wedding, epic wedding, wedding rings, Yosemite engagement, bridal portrait, San Francisco wedding. So like,
yeah, I got it.
So you got it. And then what I would do is I would post other people's pins to my board.
Yeah.
and also put my own pin in it. So this one, country engagement photo ideas. Here's my pin, mix into it. This is why this has gotten so much. I mean, it's a pretty photo, but it's mixed into that same stuff. So you could have like cycling tips for women, cycling tips for the rain, right? Whatever, but you build out these boards but you can figure out what people are searching ahead of time by doing cycling tips, men's, where'd it go?
That's all.
It had like, it added ones that was like cycling tips women, cycling tips for men. Oh, that's why, because it's doing my pins, all pins. For beginners,
Right.
cycling tips women, and those become boards, right? But you can also search boards.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Cycling tips, all caps. Cycling tips for beginners. Cycling tips and tricks, knee support, indoor cycling tips.
Okay.
But if you go to one on the very top, that's all caps, that has 5,000 followers.
Yeah.
Right. But all of this just goes back to your website. And what's beautiful is when you have your Facebook pixel installed on your website, every single person that clicks through is going to then have you customer data so that you could retarget offers to everyone who's come to your website. That makes sense.
Wow.
Okay, so how it looks. Cycle mantras to help you handle suffering. But you can go here and you can see which ones people are clicking and just get clear ideas of like what people want to see already.
So would you create the same or something like it? I mean, like
something super similar, but that's in your voice. So like I just did a YouTube video of how to stop overthinking.
Right.
And I figured out that topic because one, it's like near to my heart because it's part of my story. But then I looked up and saw that tons of people looked it up. So this is another part of it. I went here and I typed in tons and tons and tons of stuff. And I saw that how to stop overthinking gets 90,000 searches every single month, but it has pretty high competition. So like a low competition would be 0.03, which when I looked up cycling tips on Google, there's 33,000 people a month searching that, and it's super low competition, 0.03.
Okay.
Which is really good news because it means there's a lot of people searching, but there's not a lot of information. And then you can do cycling tips for beginners for long rides. And then you can see more. So for beginners has only 880,000, but has 0.13. That's way more competition for a much smaller, but you go after both for long rides, losing weight loss. Let's try for women. It doesn't even ping, but look at this. You type this in, the very first thing that pops up is a blog.
Yeah.
Before anything else. Essentially, all of these are blogs.
Right.
Oh, look, there are cycling tips down here. But like to get to the first page of Google. So even here, cycling for women. That's super high competition.
Yeah.
But still high search volume. But you start figuring out what people are already searching, and then you craft your content around that because it's just the search word. It's just the headline. But what's in there, it does matter because you add a lot of keywords, right? Within that, and every header in a blog is like, this is the header. Google cares about what that word is more than what's in here.
Right. Okay. Okay. So more headers.
Or just that it's important that keywords are in the headers.
Right.
Like not a good version of this would be, that's a funny sentence. like manage your thoughts.
Right.
Like, that's not gonna, like, people aren't gonna look it up. A mental mindset. That's probably gets it. I mean, we can find out if I'm saying bullshit right now. Let's see. Manage your thoughts. Not even show. Oh, at 90 searches a month and 0.55 that's super crazy. That's a lot of competition, but only 90 people look that up a month, supposedly. How to control your thoughts, 480. But mental mindset, is that what it was?
Yeah.
260.
Huh.
Still not a ton, but more. And
Yeah.
the competition's way less, 0.07.
Uh-huh.
So you can use all this to your advantage. This is called Keywords Everywhere. It was like $10. And I think it will like last me the entire year. And it's
is that what you have on there?
yes.
Ah, okay.
Keywords Everywhere. There's a YouTube video of like how to use it, but I mean, this is pretty much going through it. But like you can look, I thought you could look up stuff on Pinterest, but I'm not seeing the information showing up. Maybe I have to do this. Organic. I thought I did it, but anyways, but you can do this to figure out stuff. So like, what would be like another cycling thing? Cycling, mental.
Indoor training or.
Got it.
How to get Yeah, how to get faster.
How to get faster.
Yeah, go cycling pedal stroke.
Pedal.
Yeah, pedal stroke or pedal techniques or.
Okay, so pedal technique is 260 a month. So that's where like you could like spend time building out tons of blogs for things that people aren't searching as much.
But then if people aren't looking for them, don't I want to put out stuff that people are looking for?
Yes, exactly. So maybe what it is how to get faster at cycling. So that's 320 a month. And then you put something about pedals there.
Yeah.
And if you're like, and actually there's enough, and then what's really good is when you have a bunch of blogs that can go together. So you have like your 10 tips for getting faster. And then every tip under there, you're like, if you want to learn more about pedal technique, go to this blog. So you can still build it out and then they can play off of each other. And then people stay on your website longer, which is really good for SEO.
Yeah.
The longer they're on there, they're like, oh, obviously this is valuable. So they'll boost you up higher. So having links in your blogs to other ones. So you can say like, here's my like 6 pillars of content, cycling tips,
nutrition,
faster height. What? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can be like, oh, here's all these other ones underneath that I can do. And you could like kind of go that way. But this is a way to figure out what people are doing. But the goal would be to like create something that becomes what people see. How to cycle faster and increase your average.
Okay, so what's the
average cycling speed for beginners? 390 a month and 0.01.
Whoa. You mean, you know what? That would be good titles for my podcast episodes too.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you're finding the words people already like. So when they see it, it's like, oh, this is how they hear it. So
right, because they're already looking for it too.
Yeah. So then you start a Google Doc or spreadsheet and you track all these things. Right. So then, what's really cool with Keywords Everywhere, sorry, I know I just interrupted, is you can export them.
Oh, fuck.
And import them. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it looks
oh my
like
God,
this.
That's great.
And then you come here.
I know about this, but I never I think about 4 years ago, it wasn't this simple. So Taylor, how do you what kind of blog?
Sorry to correct it. My name is Tyler.
Oh, sorry, Taylor. Sorry.
It's okay.
Taylor. I don't know. What did I tell you, Tyler?
It's super close. It happens
but it's not close.
all the time. Or Kyle.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Now blog platform. What do you use?
Okay, so I use Squarespace.
Okay, Squarespace. Can I see how do you set up a good?
Okay, my website's gone. I deleted it. But let me show you a friend of mine.
Why'd you delete it?
Because I don't do photography anymore and I didn't want anything pulling me that way.
Oh, okay.
All right, so check
Um,
it out. Let's do this. We'll go to my friends because theirs is still up, I believe. So if you type this, best places for engagement photos in San Francisco, the very first thing that comes up is this person. Ooh, they were taken out. This used to be my friend's blog laid out like this, and now it's not. They got taken over. But it used to be theirs. Let's see, are they even on the front page anymore? Oh, I don't think so. Well, let's go to these guys. So they have their blog. It's part of their website.
okay.
We click on their blog. Look at these beautiful photos. Oh, I've shot there. It's such a cool vineyard. Wow. Okay. So here's their blog layout. It just has read more, the date.
Okay. So does read more go to another page?
So that goes to the actual blog. So like this is the highlight of it.
Okay.
And then if we click on this Elegant Legion of, so it has the same title here and then more photos, and look, same thing. They have the Pinterest available on every spot, but they have something emotional here, their story, tons of pictures. Also, there's a ton of stuff you can do with the pictures to increase SEO.
Okay.
So let's see if I download these, let's see how well they did. Save image as. Okay. All right. So check it out. They did all right. This is why they're up on the first page. The name of it is Engagement Photos, Legion of Honor, San Francisco. The name of the image, Google reads that. You already know that. Cool. So the size is really important.
Okay.
Of the files. So this, they did well here, under 500 kilobytes.
And size.
Because and the reason is because of the site speed. Oh shit.
Right.
Oh no, I have a Zoom call. We have to do another one.
I know. It's my fault. It's my fault. So under 400 kilobytes?
500.
500.
Yeah. Hold on, let me text her.
Okay. So it's a Squarespace, you said.
Squarespace. What do you have for website now?
I have a WordPress.
Perfect. WordPress, that's perfect. That's even better.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just use your blog on WordPress.
So does WordPress have a blog set up, or do I still have to integrate another blog?
WordPress was made for blogs originally.
Oh, okay.
It's the best.
All right, so all right, perfect. Well, I'm glad I'm halfway there.
Yeah, but the power is blog is you get that ranking on Google, which gives you get to get all that traffic that's organic, evergreen traffic. It's always there if you keep doing the blogs. Like it's a huge return, but it is long term and takes time. But you already have people. You use your blog as your email list, because then people are going from your email to your website, which is increasing traffic, which is increasing SEO. They're going to see your podcast in there.
Yeah. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. The 20 minutes that I got with you.
You're welcome. We'll have to do it again if you have more questions.
I will. Yeah. So I've got a ton of stuff on my plate, but this gave me a little bit of things to play with, like, you know, like going into Pinterest and kind of cleaning up there. Because like it's all my YouTube stuff is like, I just send it and I just chuck it there. With no rhyme or reason. It's just there. So, and also just to be better with titles, for saved pictures and things like that.
Yeah. Would you mind if we shared this with the Fast Foundations group?
Oh, no. Sure.
I don't teach this. Like I'm a life coach. This is just something I know. I don't have any program at all. But you could send it to me or you could post it. I think this might be valuable. And if people like it, I could do like a longer training or something.
Oh my gosh, I'm sure people would love it. Like, yeah. Also, I'll edit it. I'll just edit this conversation at the end. And I'll put it on YouTube or Vimeo, and I'll add it.
Cool.
Yeah, because I'm gonna need to watch it again.
Yes, I know that was a lot really quick. And there's
Yeah,
so much.
that was really good. Okay, thanks
Okay.
a lot. Have a great
Talk to
evening.
you soon.
Bye.
Bye.